Hello students, hope you are all in good health. Let's discuss other set of NCERT questions. These are the questions on your page number 218. Question number 1. Why does the cord of an electric heater not glow while the heating element does? Now what does it mean? You all understood, I think. The cord of an electric heater, that means the wire from which the electric heater is connected or plugged in into the switchboard, does not glow while the heating element does. Heating element is the coil which is giving us heat, right? So what is the point of difference between these two wires? Why does this produces heat and this does not, right? And in other words, in the question form of words, we can say, why does this heating element glows and cord of the heater does not glow? So how would we answer it? We all know that heating element is made up of alloy, like we have discussed in the lecture, that it is made up of an alloy, generally nichrome, nickel and chromium. So alloys are having high resistance, and because of the high resistance it produces large amount of heat. As we know, the heat produced is directly proportional to resistance. We have understood this. H is equals to I square RT. So the current flowing in the coil is same. So if the current is same, the heat will be directly proportional to resistance. So the resistance of that heating element increases because it is made up of alloy, and because of this the heat produced will be more. On the other hand, what about the cord? Cord is not having large resistance because it is simple copper wire we are using in our domestic circuits, like that, and it is having negligible resistance. If it is having negligible resistance, so resistance very less, so heat produced will be very less, so that it may not melt. Okay. Question number 2. Compute the heat generated while transferring 96,000 Coulomb of charge in 1 hour through a potential difference of 50 volt. Okay, so in this case we have to find out heat. All the formulas for heat we know. H equals to VIT, H equals to I square RT, and H equals to V square over R multiplied by T, and first one was H equals to VIT, right? So these three formulas we know. So how would we find out the formulas? Okay, which formula we have to use over here? The heat generated, what is given? The 96,000 Coulomb of charge is given, amount of charge is given, so we can and time is also given. To charge and time is given, so we can find out current. So that means we know Q. In this case we know Q 96,000 Coulomb. Okay, and we know what? We know time 1 hour, and we can find out I is equals to Q by T. T is 1 hour. Okay, so we can keep it like that, or we can convert also. We have to find out heat. Heat is the formula we are going to use because it is given potential difference. The first formula we will use V, I and T. V is V, I, T. So what is V? V is given 50 volt multiplied by I is Q by T over here, multiplied by T. T will be cancelled. So 50 multiplied by 96,000. Okay, so this will be heat generated and it will be converted in joules. This you can calculate, I hope. Okay, so this will be in joules. Heat should be written in joules. Now the next question number 3. An electric iron of resistance 20 ohm takes a current of 5 ampere. Calculate the heat developed in 30 seconds. So in this case, our electric iron is having resistance R. R is equal to 20 ohm, right? That is given, and a current of 5 ampere. I is equals to 5 ampere, that is given. So we have to find out the heat when time is given. Time is 30 seconds. So which formula we will be using? I square RT, that I can use. I square RT, because we are given I, R and T. This is how we will decide which formula we have to use, right? This you can do, I think. So this formula, according to this formula, 5 square multiplied by 20 multiplied by T is 30. So this will be amount of heat produced in joules, right? So let's move on to the next set of questions. In your book, these are the examples also given, so you have to understand these examples also, right? You will understand this, study it, and then you will understand better. So next is, these are very simple 2 questions on page number 220. We are having these 2 questions. What determines the rate at which the energy is delivered by a current? Rate at which energy is delivered or energy consumed. Rate of energy consumed is defined as electric power. So that is the answer that we will write. Second question says, the electric motor takes 5 ampere from 220 volt line. Determine the power of the motor and the energy consumed in 2 hours. Okay, so what is given over here? Current is given, 220 volts, that means potential difference is given, and power is given. Power we have to find out, right? And energy consumed, power, energy consumed, 2 things we have to find out over here. Okay, so in this question, I is equals to 5 ampere, that is given. Okay, V is 220 volt. We have to find out power. So power formula, P is equals to VI, very simple, that you can multiply. Okay, you can find out. And then energy consumed. Energy consumed, E is equals to P multiplied by T. This was the formula that we have done. So this formula we can put the value of power from here, that has been calculated, and in 2 hours. 2 hours multiplied by 2. Remember here, when we calculate the power, then it should be converted into kilowatt when we are using it in this energy consumed. Otherwise, we have to convert this time into seconds. So either you give the energy in kilowatt hour or you give the energy in joules. So either you convert power into kilowatt and use time as 2 hours as it is, or you convert time into seconds. So whichever is comfortable, we can do that, because here in this question it is not specified that in what unit you have to give the answer. Okay, if it is specified that you have to give the answer in kilowatt hour, then you have to find out in that, and if it is specified it has to be given in joules, so in that case you have to convert into SI units, right? Hope you understood all these in-text questions that we have discussed. In the next video we will discuss these NCERT exercises questions, some of the questions only that are typical, or that we have not I think that you cannot do or understand it by yourself. So that I will discuss. Okay, thank you.